no games, no fixtures or competitive action in 3 weeks. Now have 3 games in the space of 7 days, the latest on Friday afternoon when they ran out in that 1-1 draw at Ipswich. Back on home soil for the final time this term this afternoon, and it's to face a Reading side who are looking for their first win in 5. Let's go through the 2 teams then. 4 changes for Steve Spooner's side from the team that ran out in that 1-1 draw on Friday afternoon. In comes Ollie Basie in goal. Morgan Dance, Kiki Simmons and Kieran Wakefield are the changes. As you can see there on your screens, it's likely to be that 4-2-3-1 formation that we're familiar with seeing now. It's Rico Brown and Nico Gordon at the heart of that back 4, with Josh Williams and Byron Pendleton either side. It's Ellis and Home as the 2 central midfielders. A 3-pronged attack ahead of them of Kiki Simmons, Rico Patterson and Morgan Dance. And Kieran Wakefield back amongst the starting lineup. He's returned from injury. He's played a couple of times, hasn't he? Came on for a few substitute appearances in recent weeks, but he gets a start this afternoon. And the subs bench looks like this: Brad Mayo, Zach Willis, Tommy Fogarty, great to see him back, Finn Thorndike back amongst the club as well, and Josh Andrews, another of the returning absentees after a spell on the sidelines. As for Reading, well, they are likely to line up similarly in a 4-2-3-1 formation. It's Harvey Collins in goal, a back 4 of Kelvin Abrefa, Nelson Abbey, Lewis Holzman the captain, Gennaro Marar makes up the quartet along the back, Adrian Akande, Hamid Abdel Salam, Jack Senger and Michael Craig, with Rashawn Scott and David Nyarko completing the Reading lineup. So, reflecting upon that 1-1 draw on Friday afternoon then, it was a strong performance from Steve Spooner's side. And as we say, Rico Patterson got them off and running. It was a really well-worked goal, full of quality as well. Josh Holmes' delivery from a Deadpool situation, right on the money. And Rico Patterson just rising highest to guide it into that far corner. And at that stage, Blues were in the box seat. But credit to Ipswich, who fought back and scored a fantastic, stunning goal as well themselves. So volley from Ryan Carr right on the edge of the box, crashed off the underside of the upright, and he set up what was an interesting last 25 minutes. And Steve Spooner changed it tactically, went to a back 5, put wing backs on, and Josh Williams given more licence to get forwards, and he done so to great effect. And Blues very nearly stealing all 3 points with a couple of chances through Kieran Wakefield. It wasn't to be. They were made to settle for a point. The 2 teams making their way out onto the pitch in front of me. There's some spring sunshine here at St Andrews. As we say, always enjoy playing their football at the stadium. A few training ground games amongst the PDL fixture list, but when you are here, you're getting that a little bit closer to the real thing. And enough of these players now have had exposure at this level. A few of them, I'm sure, will be eyeing up a pre-season tour with the first team over the summer as well. But a few young players in there too. We highlighted young O'Shea Ellis the last time we were here in that defeat to Watford, in there alongside Josh Home, who has improved game after game this season and is one of the commanding voices in the centre of the park. Travan Sanusi, who did play against Ipswich on Friday afternoon and then made the trip with the first team to Coventry City. He's more for experience than being available for selection. But a couple to look out for. Kiki Simmons back in the starting lineup, and as we say, Kieran Wakefield, who's looked sharp, and a couple of opportunities that he will feel he could have done better with on Friday afternoon. One just took a little deflection, ball rising up and over as he raced through, but always looks to play on the shoulder and will give Blues that outlet this afternoon. And a few on the bench. Finley Thorndike, of course, arrived in the summer. Lots of excitement surrounding him, and big Josh Andrews, who we haven't seen a lot of because of injury, went out on loan, didn't need to get some competitive first team action, but sustained that injury a few games in and hasn't played since, so great to see him back amongst the matchday squad as well. Two skippers going through the formalities then. Your referee having a word of his two assistants. Michael Crusham, the man in the middle. Michael Wright and Kane Collins, the men in black. And it's going to be Blues to get us off and running. You can look at positions in the table and recent runs of form, but really the sole purpose of this academy system is to push players into first team reckoning, and they've done that here at Blues. Let's see how the 21s fare for the final time here at St Andrews. So Blues kicking towards the Tilton in their familiar blue shirts, home strip. Just for the benefit of the viewers, we haven't taken an early 2-goal lead inside the first 15 minutes. That's something we'll correct on the stream. Would be a start, wouldn't it? Holzman, the skipper. And it's Abbey, and Reading look to prize Blues out of their slots and pick their way forwards. Goalkeeper Harvey Collins under a little bit of pressure from Wakefield, who gives chase. It's long downfield and onto the head of Byron Pendleton, who is as game as they come. Tenacious fullback. We'll go up against Adrian Akande this afternoon. Like we say, the two sides look like they've gone like for like in terms of their setup, so see how that impacts the game. Here's Abbey. And down that left-hand side, it's in behind Josh Williams. So Sean Scott is going to reach it. A little bit of space for Craig to work in here inside the Blues box, trying to get a shot away. Comes out to Abdel Salam. And Briffa up against Simmons. Blues having to do some hard running. Put some pressure on here, and Josh Hone too strong for his man, and then looks to release Morgan Dance. Couldn't quite put the burners on to beat Nelson Abbey to it. Lively enough start here at St Andrews. And come Reading once more. And Spooner bellowing to get pressure on the ball. A briefer to Akande, looking to go in behind Byron Pendleton, and he might well keep this one in play. It's gone out for a corner kick to Reading. So the first corner of the afternoon goes the way of the visitors. The side who managed to get a point on the board in their last outing as well. It's Colchester United, so two teams looking for that victory. A big, deep corner from Scott. Overhit somewhat though, picked up by Craig on that far side. Wakefield again, the man to put the pressure on, and it was Gennaro Murat who had to just go back to his keeper. This time a little bit more direct from Reading. Abdel Salam skipping beyond Josh Williams, who's got the pace to get himself back goal side and has to make an intervention. Successive corners for the visitors inside the first 3.5 minutes here on Blues TV. And it is Reading that have started the brighter here. Scott to take. There are 5 pink shirts loitering on the edge of the box, joined by Hamid Abdul Salam as well. 6 on the move, whipped in towards that near post, headed clear by Rico Brown. Dance puts the pressure on, and then it's Patterson who will pick up the pieces. Simmons looks to drop a shoulder and gets away from his marker, and there's Blues numbers forward here. It's Dance who's galloping into Reading territory. He was looking for Wakefield. Blues just caught Reading cold a little bit with that counter-attack. And for a moment, it was Dance and Wakefield who had the numerical advantage. Ellis, one touch to Patterson. Little layoff by Simmons. He's going to come back out to Pendleton. We'll start again with Ollie Basie, one of 4 changes made by Steve Spooner this afternoon. Wakefield this time round the corner. Patterson in his stride. With a little bit too much of it. And in goes O'Shea Ellis for a slice of the action. Brown with an intelligent header just to calm things down through Nico Gordon. He's looking to inject that little bit of pace in their passing. Here's Brown. He's got stuck between 2 identified recipients in Kiki Simmons and Byron Pendleton and dragged that pass out for a throw, but it is quite the partnership at this level in Rico Brown and Nico Gordon. Two of them were very impressive on Friday afternoon at Ipswich Town's training ground. There's Gordon, too strong for Nyarko. He eventually goes down and wins his side a free kick under some extreme pressure from home. Taken quickly by Craig. Here's Scott down the outside. He puts in an early cross. Pendleton had to be careful. It was Adrian Akande who was racing in at the far post, and Pendleton had to be short and turn it round for a third corner of the afternoon already for Reading. It was an early cross from Scott, who was the bright spark in Reading's 1-1 draw last time out. A couple of chances to open the scoring before they took the lead. Short corner, here's a Akande. Another overhit cross. Eventually, the corner comes to nothing, which is a wasted opportunity. Blues just looking to play their way forwards initially. And then Basie thought better of it. Up goes the back 4. Towards Simmons, Wakefield there as well. Home on the second ball. Dance down to Patterson. A bit of composure from him. It's Brown looking forwards and finds a pass out to Josh Williams. So foul on Williams. By Rashawn Scott. Short free kick from Blues then. Here's home. Condensed half of the pitch that Blues have to try and pick and prize their way through. Brown out towards Williams, but taken away from him by Scott once again. Williams swipes at the ball to try and retrieve it. Ellis is there as well. Morgan Dance helping out, but the ricochet takes it Reading's way, and then a challenge comes in from Patterson. Nothing given. The referee waves play on. Patterson looking for Morgan Dance. It was all a little bit scruffy, and Rico Patterson asking questions of his teammates. Felt that he needed some support. He was certainly looking for a pass, gets his head up, but nothing obvious in front of him. Holzman back to Collins. Good closing down from Patterson. He gets an applause from the Blues bench, Steve Spooner and James Brain. Holzman, the skipper. A briefer runs it out of play. Who played first team football for Reading, scored in the FA Cup against Watford back in January, the Reading fullback. His home challenges over the top of Craig. Ellis goes down the line, Wakefield gives chase. Holzman returns the favour. Two blue shirts emerge with the ball. O'Shea, Ellis into Home. Trying to release the ball, but under a little bit of pressure, and finds Dance on the half turn, and Blues work it out towards Williams. Early cross towards Wakefield. What a move this is, and what a save that is. Harvey Collins to deny Wakefield. Really good move from Blues, who will look to keep the momentum moving. Here's Dance inside the box. Takes a little bit of a slip. The referee had a good look at it and awards Reading the goal kick. But the first sight of goal for Blues comes through Kieran Wakefield 10 minutes in. And a really good move, wasn't it? It was Dance out towards Williams, fired an early cross, low across goal. Perfectly weighted for Wakefield. And it's a really good save from the trailing legs of Harvey Collins. Brown on the front foot. Looking to build on that latest attack. Again, it's a ball into the box. This time, a comfortable one for Collins to pounce on. And he's just slowing things down a little bit. Over the top for Mayako to chase, so to Rico Brown, who went with him every step of the way. Mayako just running out of room in the end. Again, Blues waved forwards. Gordon with the retreating header. Again, Rico Brown's going to have to deal with this one, and he looked to change, and he's got a little nudge in the back from Nyarko. Reading not happy about the decision. The referee, Michael Crusham. Nyarko, the front man for Reading this afternoon. Home again looking to switch the play. Headed up into the air by Marat, who came through the ranks at West Ham United. He was on trial at Newcastle. He's been at Colchester, now at Reading, the fullback. Looking to find his way, find a home. Scott and Williams just going shoulder to shoulder. Eventually it falls all the way through to Ollie Basie, and Steve Spooner screaming for Blues to go early as Basie's composure eventually goes long up towards Wakefield. It doesn't reach him. Brown will hoist one high into the air. Josh Home on the follow-up. Senga looking to turn him, and eventually the free kick given against Blues for the foul on Jack Senga. With Scott. Brown's doing some good defensive work. spell of possession for Reading inside the Blues half. Morgan Dance back there again, trying to thwart the Reading attack. Holzman. And he just takes his time and sizes up his options. And Blues' shape very rigid. It looks like Rico Patterson, the most forward of that midfield three. All down the channel for Rico Brown just to see how to play, and ushers David Nyarko out for a Blues throw-in. A couple of academy graduates amongst this Reading team. A few have signed professional deals already at the club. Kevin Abrefa, the fullback, and Jack Senga, the central midfielder, to name a couple. Kelvin Abrefa not going to catch that one. "16 minutes on the clock here, live on Facebook and YouTube. Still goalless between Blues and Reading. No real goal-scoring opportunities other than that Kieran Wakefield effort, which was blocked by the legs of Harvey Collins. It's a really well-worked move from Blues, who are charging in. Wakefield goes tumbling. Referee plays the advantage Blues' way. Here's Simmons. To find Rico Patterson. Just retreating challenge from Kelvin Abrefa. There might be a little break in play here. It's Akande who is going to require some attention. Just clutching that left ankle of his. The Reading medical staff waved on. But it has been that one big chance so far in the game. Kieran Wakefield's effort saved. The game being played at a decent pace. As you say, just one more fixture to go after this one for Steve Spooner's side. 10 days' time, a trip to Swansea to round off the season. Lots of these boys will be back to do it again next year. Some of the young players in the group. Some of them. Josh Williams, Nico Gordon, Rico Brown, I'm sure feel he's one of the experienced ones now of this group. We're looking to knock on the door of John Eustace's thinking. Always pre-season, and that summer's a good time for some of these boys to make that impression. They do find themselves joining in with first team. And there is a clear pathway, as many of these players will know that have seen and played with your Alfie Changs and Jordan James, George Halls, most certainly. Josh Williams, Nico Gordon, both had first team experience. Akande back on his feet. Blues will have a throw in deep inside Reading territory here. Momentarily down to 10. You think Akande may well be waved on when the play switches sides. A little unfair to wave him on now, but Pendleton's throwing onto the chest of Patterson. A tough one for him to control. A big challenge comes in on Pendleton. This time the referee waves another advantage Blues way. Williams up against Marat into Dance. To Tremoshe Ellis. Is Josh Williams onside? It's a really important interception from Rashawn Scott in the end. Here's Simmons. Blues asking questions. Back to Pendleton. Clips one towards the far post. Dance was waiting. Williams will race to get there ahead of Gennaro Marat. It's Dance with the cross into the box. Up go the heads. It looked like Patterson was going to reach it. Good clearance out of play by Senga. It's Blues this time with a little bit of pressure. Pushing the back of Rico Patterson. And it's from this sort of range that Josh Holm delivered a fantastic delivery for Blues opener on Friday afternoon. It was Rico Patterson who got on the end of it that day, but there's a couple to aim for. Nico Gordon up there as well as Rico Brown. Patterson, Ellis and Wakefield will try and get on the end of this delivery. Well, Steve Spooner speaking after the game about Josh Holm's set play deliveries. Let's hope we haven't put the jinx on it. Up towards the penalty spot. Headed clear as far as Craig. Just launches one downfield, and Rico Brown had to make sure. O'Shea Ellis looking for Wakefield. It's going to drop into Holm with time and space in the centre circle. Pendleton. Back to Gordon. Wakefield finds Holm on the turn. More comfortable with the ball at their feet, this Blues side. Here's Williams. A little flick looking for O'Shea Ellis. Gets away from him, and Reading can look to launch a counter-attack of their own. It's a ball that goes beyond Rico Brown, but again the referee raised Rashawn Scott to his feet. It's the second time he's had to have a word with the Reading winger. Gordon to Pendleton. Kande makes up the ground. O'Shea Ellis that stretch to try and find the blue shirt, and then out for a Reading throw-in. Keith Downing amongst the spectators here at St Andrews, having a watch over some of the young players that could potentially be at his and John Eustace's disposal next season. Always good to see first team staff down at development games. He's keeping tabs maybe. Patterson hassling and harrying up pitch. Here's Scott looking to slide a pass through. It's Nyarko, and it's a really brave defending from Ollie Basie, who had to get the ball and did, and clears the danger. The two of them collide. Really brave goalkeeping and alert goalkeeping as well from the Blues stopper. Nyarko left in a heap, but it looked like danger for a second. Scott with the slide rule pass. Nyarko looking to get on the end of it, but really good decisive goalkeeping from Ali Basie. Blues then put the pressure on the other end, and Collins hooked one clear. Pendleton looking for Holm. Kande runs into trouble, keeps it moving though. Craig out to Scott. Williams tries to stop this attack and delay the strike on goal, and it's brave defending from Rico Brown this time, who gets his body in the way. We saw that a couple of times on Friday afternoon. Not afraid to do the ugly defensive work as well as the accomplished ball-playing centre-half that he is. Starting to open up a little bit. Again, 6 pink shirts. A couple have gone for the short. One of them, Kelvin Abrefa. One short delivers a really good, dangerous ball in. Miscontrol from Abdel Salam. Michael Craig gets beyond Ellis. He's having to be alert to this danger. Scott standing over it. It's a two-man wall of Wakefield and Dance. Wakefield just brushing Dance away. So Scott with a delivery. Move a hit and wasted opportunity for Reading. Well, 25 minutes in. Slowly starting to open up this one. Blues have had little spells, so too Reading. Big chance of the game has fell Blues' way. Brown goes long for Patterson. Really good run from Rico Patterson from deep, breaking from midfield. Here he is again. Shifts it onto his right foot, then checks back onto his left, drives it across goal. It's through the legs of Wakefield, and the referee felt it took a little nick off a Reading defender last, but really good intelligent play from Rico Patterson, who chopped one way and then again. Sure how close Kieran Wakefield was to making a connection, but Blues will have a corner to try to profit from nonetheless. Just in a line on the edge of the 18-yard box, Blues. Kieran Wakefield making a nuisance of himself 6 yards out, but it looks like it's a quartet who break away towards Brown at the far post. Up go the heads. Headed clear and out for a Blues throw in on the opposite flank. Wakefield and Brown looking to combine, but this time running out of space. Steve Spooner rallying his troops, wants to keep the pressure up, keep this intensity up. Try and fashion another of those big opportunities which Kieran Wakefield had early on here in this contest. Still goalless as we creep up towards the half-hour mark. I think Steve Spooner will be relatively pleased with what he's seen so far. Blues have competed. They've limited Reading to that one sight on goal, really, where Ollie Basie was quick off his line. Chest away from Brown, who this time clears left-footed. Wakefield gives chase. Holzman can't keep it in play. Home under a little bit of pressure. Not a lot of space to work in, but manages to wriggle his way out, much to the frustration of Mikael Ledgerwood, the Reading head coach at 21s level. He's represented Reading and he ended his career with the Royals. A run for Josh Williams, who is just simply not going to outrun. He gets himself goal side and clears downfield. It's beyond Wakefield. A little touch from Senga, hooked into the air. Brown volleys forward. Holzman then heads clear. Brown with some brave defending. He's took a bang on the head as well from David Marco, who felt that the Reading number 9 led with his arm. Rico Brown having a word with the referee to explain as much. Kande away from Simmons. Simmons with a big challenge. aggressive challenge as well from Kiki Simmons. Gets a heap of praise from the dugouts in front of us. Marat into Craig. Holzman looking for the feet of Marco. Breffa wriggling clear of a few blue shirts. Neat bit of footwork from Abdel Salam, and then it's out towards this near side again where Akande has chance to cross. Pendleton trying to get back goal side. Akande's cross is deep. Dance slips. It's a volley back into the 18-yard box. Nico Gordon shows a little bit of composure. Simmons back to Gordon. Blues thought about playing their way forward, but instead play their way into trouble. Reading back on it. Back towards the halfway line. Strong defending from O'Shea Ellis. Rico Brown misplaces his pass. Putting the pressure on. The Blues just keeping their shape here. All out towards that far side. Scott up against Williams. Williams just gets his body in. It may well fall for a Reading shirt here. Brown makes a challenge. Ellis with the clearance. All a little bit messy, but Blues managed to clear the initial danger. Abbey. Scott with some time and space to work in. Whips across in. It's beyond Akande. Volley clear by Simmons. Patterson trying to be a nuisance of himself and Abbey wriggling free. Preston starting to turn the screw a little bit here. Collins with a long clearance, and it's kept in play by Breffa. Abdel Salam into Senga. And enjoying a spell of possession here. The ball in behind Kiki Simmons for willing to try and keep in play, and even Breffa does well to do just that. Josh Home getting his body in. Nico Gordon may have to clear the danger under a little bit of pressure from David Nyarko. Here come Reading again. It's their best spell of the game so far. Scott, he whipped across and it's overhit, and he's frustrated with himself, with Sean Scott, but again, still goalless here between Blues and Reading. Live on Facebook and YouTube in this Professional Development League clash. Reading in the southern section, Blues in the northern, but such is the makeup of this competition that you play the teams from the other section once. Holzman. Very closed down by Home. Forced into the misplaced pass. Home looking for Morgan Dance, but doesn't quite come off. Holzman into Abbey. Down the channel for David Narko. Nico Gordon there first. Slipped by Kiki Simmons. Wakefield back there to help out. Here's Scott. Just offloads it. Cross into the box. Is headed clear by Brown. Patterson underneath the second ball. Only falls as far as Abbey. Reading can enjoy a second wave with Scott once more. There's a little run at Williams. He's too quick and too strong. Not sure what the decision is here, and the referee's giving a goal kick. No one knew for a second whether that came off Josh Williams or Rashawn Scott. Eventually the referee made his mind up. Patterson, brave header from him. Simmons back to Home. There's a little look up for Wakefield. He may have been offside, so Patterson gives chase. Hamilton underneath the long clearance. Cannon by Kiki Simmons off of Kande. Ellis. Patterson challenging the second ball, but Holzman coming out on top. It's been bogged down in that middle third for the last few minutes. Either side needs to find that little bit of quality to pass their way through a fiercely contested area of the pitch. A lot of space for either side to manoeuvre, and both teams working hard to put the other under pressure. Here's Abbey. Away from Wakefield. Out towards Scott, who's beyond Williams, and this time a free kick given against Josh Williams. Set play for Blues to defend. They haven't been too troubled by Reading deliveries so far. As good as a corner, this one. Again, the short option offered by Adrian Akande. Instead, it's towards the far post. It's up and away by Patterson. Craig finds Abdel Salam. Here's Marat. Scott back to Marat again. He's ushered forwards by that back line. Collins allowed to creep forwards. Here's Holzman, the captain, looking for that diagonal pass, but drifts away from Nyarko. Gordon, Blues trying to play forward and do a little bit of pressure. Encouraged to do so by Steve Spooner. Reading put the pressure up the pitch. How do Blues find a way out? Play forwards, Gordon away from Patterson, Ellis out to Pendleton, and Blues have found a way through, and now they can gallop forward with numbers. Pendleton prods it wide to Dance inside the box. Morgan Dance couldn't quite sort his feet out in time. Williams on the follow-up. Up against Rashawn Scott. Williams gets a cross in, falls to Wakefield. Decent touch to control the ball, but now Reading can look to counter-attack. Really good stuff from Blues initially, wasn't it? To get themselves out of trouble under quite a lot of pressure, stuck to their principles and passed their way up the pitch, and now they sense there's an opportunity. Just over 3 minutes remaining of this first half here at St Andrews. Here's Home. Next to shoot from distance, it was a low drive from the Blues midfielder. Reading can gallop forward again. Game springing into life. Akande down the outside of Home. Nico Gordon comes across, and there's a free kick. Some good defensive work from Gordon. The Blues applauded for moments ago, and they found a solution to Reading's high press. Morgan Dance found his way with the ball at his feet inside the 18-yard box, just couldn't quite get that shot off, find that half a yard of space. A bit of head tennis. Simmons back to Patterson. Caught by Senga. Wakefield, Patterson. Great footwork in a tight area. Looking for O'Shea Ellis. It's going to be Patterson with the volley. Watched it just drop down. He's on the move. Rico Patterson. Just snatched at the final effort. Blues with a couple of raids downfield in the past few minutes. Watched it drop from a standing start. Rico Patterson got contact on the ball, but clean enough to really test Collins in goal. Gordon with the free header. Dance will chase and gets there ahead of Janiro Marat. Last 30 seconds, Blues ending with the ball inside the Reading territory. It's a forward pass that's wayward from Williams, cleared downfield, but Rico Brown gets his body in the way. Craig picks up the pieces. Home trying to get goal side. Brown with the challenge on Yarko. Senga. The footwork from him to evade the challenge of Dance, and swept out to Holzman. Feet from Patterson, looking to release Williams, who will have asked too much of him. Pass was on, but again, Blues encouraged to play through when Reading challenge for the ball. The blue shirts in for the same ball. It just allows Michael Craig to run in behind. Holmes there with him. Scott challenged by Dance. And the referee brings to an end the first half here at St Andrews. Blues 0, Reading 0. Game played at a decent tempo here in what is the penultimate match of the season. That one real sighting of goal came 10 minutes in through Kieran Wakefield, but other than that, Ali Basie's been well protected. Had to rush off his line in one hairy moment for that Blues backline, but there's been a little cat and mouse between these two, who marched down the tunnel level at the break. We'll have all the second half action in 10 or 15 minutes right here on Facebook and YouTube. But at half time here at St Andrews, it's Blues 0, Reading 0. Hello and welcome back to Facebook and YouTube here from St Andrews for the penultimate Under-21s Professional Development League fixture. This one between Blues and Reading. Goalless at the break. Blues back out in front of us, and there's going to be a change at the interval. Tommy Fogarty, the Under-19 Northern Irish international, he's getting ready to come on. It looks like Morgan Dance will make way, so you'd think that'd be a little bit of a reshuffle for Steve Spooner's side tactically. Now, he did do the same trick on Friday afternoon in Blues' 1-1 draw with Ipswich Town, switched to a 3-5-2, so you'd imagine Tommy Fogarty will go right in there alongside Rico Brown and Nico Gordon at the heart of a back three. But great to see Tommy Fogarty back out there playing as well, who's been sidelined for a spell recently. So it will be Tommy Fogarty for Morgan Dance. Reading back out there as well. The tail of that first half really is Kieran Wakefield's chance after 10 minutes. Really well worked move. After that, Ollie Basie had to be alert to thwart the advances of David Nyarko. Change for Reading as well. Matthew Carson is coming on. It looks like it will be for Michael Craig, if guess is correct. So a change of pace for Blues and Reading. Carson on, Craig off for the visitors. 45 minutes left then of the home campaign for Steve Spooner's Under-21s. They find a breakthrough here on Blues TV. It was a competitive first half without there being tons of goalmouth action. Lots of effort and endeavour. Not much room in that midfield area, so it'll be interesting to see if that little reshuffle, if we suspect there's been one, how that has an impact on the game. And it's long by Gordon up towards Wakefield, tried to just head it into his stride and then chases down Harvey Collins. Brown eased out the way, Fogarty clears and out for a Blues throw in. Off Scott. Brown volleys high into the air, difficult one for Gordon to watch, and it was moving all over the shop. Eventually heads it. O'Shea Ellis loses out. Off goes a Brefa. Clipping one out towards Byron Pendleton. Gordon challenging and winning that battle. Patterson hooks it on its way, headed up by Abbey. Picked up on the second ball by Patterson, who's on the move, galloping towards the edge of the box. Patterson looking to dance his way through. The wrong decision in the end, he gets dispossessed. He needs a hole in the middle of the pitch which Reading can look to exploit. The substitute, Carson, looking to combine. Instead it's Brown. Patterson has to challenge but loses out. Abdul Salam gets away from him and it's a big pull of the shirt. It may well be the first booking of the afternoon. Rico Patterson booked. Just had a couple of opportunities, didn't he, on the edge of the box to slide past Kieran Wakefield, the obvious choice. Elected to go alone and gets dispossessed. Rico Patterson now finds himself in the referee's book as well. Matthew Carson standing over this one. Just a two-man wall of Home and Patterson. Carson with the strike straight into the wall. Deflection falls Wakefield's way. He combines with Patterson. He's looking for the run of Kiki Simmons. Abbey. Away from Ellis. Forward looking for Nyarko, but Basie alert to it. Fogarty with a few early touches since his introduction at the break. Looking for Simmons, headed clear though. Holzman. Gordon out to Pendleton. Patterson. Back to Pendleton again, who keeps it in play. Back on his favoured right foot. Here's Patterson. Into the feet of Simmons. Intelligent movement from him. Out to Williams. This is danger. Williams with the strike. Just cuts across it. Spooner wanted it back across the opposite corner, but just sliced at it, Josh Williams. But good, patient build-up play from Blues, who worked their way down the left flank and shifted it across. Simmons with a neat bit of movement just to get hold of the ball, find that pocket of space. It was Williams with the eventual effort on goal. Long clearance downfield, Carson's onto it, trying to turn Brown, but strong defending from the Blues captain. Patterson finds Pendleton. Wanted to go a long way around Kelvin Abrefa, but Holzman charged down by Wakefield, headed forward by Gordon. Patterson's ball into Home a little bit high. Blues back after the ball again. Abrefa. Abdel Salam. Scott's just drifted infield. Creates some space for Carson out on this left. Early delivery is overhit to Kande, the target. Reading enjoying a spell here. Back to Abbey. 7.5 minutes into this second half. Still finally poised, this one. Neither side have created too much. Blues, of course, made that change defensively. There's a couple that they can look to in an offensive sense in Finley Thorndike and Joshua Andrews as this game ticks on. Scott switches the play. Lots of room for Abrefa to work with. Comes inside to Senga. Scott. Back to Abdul Salam. Abrefa once again. He's got a little overload on that far side as it's pulled back to the edge of the box. It's O'Shea Ellis who clears. Wakefield doing his best to keep hold of the ball, but dispossessed. With the outside of his foot, but it's overhit. Out for a Blues goal kick. It's really been the story of the game. That little bit of quality in the final third, just lacking at the moment. Doesn't feel like a free scoring encounter, does it? Probably that one goal could settle this one. Free kick to Reading. Another set play which Blues are going to have to defend here. Carson with the delivery. Holzman the target. He did reach Holzman. Basie looks to launch one high into the air. Abdul Salam underneath it. Brown back to Fogarty. Blues are just going to show a little bit of composure. Brown into Home. One touch for those two. Shown round the corner by O'Shea Ellis, but doesn't find the blue shirt. Now Reading can try and dance their way forwards. A slip by Scott. O'Shea Ellis looking for Wakefield. Patterson was an option on the opposite flank, and it's all getting a bit loose. Fogarty couldn't quite get his feet out of a twist, and it's turned out for a Reading corner. 11 minutes into this second half. We'll wait the deadlock to be broken. Carson to take. Here comes Holzman. Candy's up there as well. So too Jack Senga. A few that Carson can pick out here. He's towards the far post. Important header from O'Shea Ellis. It may come out for a strike on goal, and it was Hamid Abdel Salam with the final effort. Ballooned one up into the tilt and under some pressure from O'Shea Ellis. It has been Reading in the past 10 minutes. They've looked the more likely. Again, going to try and pass their way out of a little bit of trouble here. It's down the line by Brown, but Scott looking to keep it away from Home, who's all over him. Marat. Advantage played Reading's way. Off goes a Akande. Nico Gordon's going to try and stop his advance. It's a ball across the box, and good hands by Basie. He looks to release Rico Brown down the Blues right. Brown, ball forward, is away from Simmons and Wakefield. Senga back to Abrefe. Forward is flicked on. Basie again, a good starting position to clear. It wasn't the most convincing of clearances though from Basie. Here's Scott looking to go down the outside of Brown and then checks inside Brown and will get a shot off and then loses his footing at the vital moment. He done the hard work for Sean Scott. Got himself into a shooting position but lost his footing and still hasn't got back on his feet yet. Blues have tried to play, haven't they, in these situations. There's been a goal kick, it's the centre half and trying to pass forwards, but haven't quite got it right just yet, but persistence is key. As Fogarty fires one away from Wakefield, and again Blues gift away possession. Holzman back to Collins. Ball over the top of Brown. It's going to fall for Carson here, exploiting the space behind Brown. Scott's inside the box, looks to shift it onto his right foot, try and find that yard of space for a shot, but instead Blues that emerge with it with Patterson. Simmons, neat footwork from him, looking to slide Williams in. It might come to Patterson and a couple of touches, but in the end it was the pace of Nelson Abbey that got him there. Gordon looking for Pendleton, cut out though by Adrian Akande. Here come Reading. Senga looking for a bit of space. It's a forced pass, but it might find its target. It goes down under a challenge of Basie. The referee waves play on. Blues looking to counter down the opposite end. Wakefield gets there first. It's tight over on that far side and he'll settle for the throw in. Good intelligent play from Kieran Wakefield. We're going to see the introduction of big Josh Andrews, I should say, here on the hour mark. 30 minutes in the bank for him. He will replace Kieran Wakefield. Josh Williams, who of course remains on the pitch. Josh Andrews, who's had that loan spell with Doncaster Rovers. Cut short through injury, but back out on the pitch. Gives you a focal point, doesn't he, the big Blues man? He'll join this attack. A different problem to Kieran Wakefield. Ready clear, home, trying to pick up the pieces. Scott goes to ground and ordered a free kick by the referee. Abdel Salim. Abby's ball was swept out of play into the stand. This Reading side fourth in the southern section of the Professional Development League. Meanwhile, Blues can jump a few places with a victory today. take them above Peterborough and Crewe, but they'll go either way with less than half an hour left to play here at St Andrews. Akande. Here's Kelvin Abrefa. Abdel Salim going to drop a shoulder on the blue shirts, and Akande once again chops inside Pendleton, into the box he goes. Just tried to shovel it Rashawn Scott's way. Big touch invites a challenge. Carson on the outside of Williams. Wins out of room, and Williams now has time to emerge. Down the line to find Simmons, a little back heel. So Ellis will give chase, but Abdel Salim is there. It's a back pass which Josh Andrews charges down, a slice clearance. Patterson will challenge. All the way through to Ollie Basie, his left foot. Sends the ball out towards Pendleton, but again it's all scruffy, and neither side showing that required composure to get their noses in front. Scott. Good play from Reading, but too many blue shirts there to crowd them out. It's Home who looks for Andrews. Quite reach Josh Andrews, and Nelson Abbey put his foot on it. We'll start again through Louis Holzman, but it has been all Reading really since the interval. Akande. Here's Scott. Carson. This spells danger. Williams goes to ground and concedes the corner. A spell of pressure from the visitors. We've just saw a spell of dominance. A lot more possession. Blues got to try and get a foothold here. As you say, a win today would jump them a couple of places in the division. The game remaining. Carson with a delivery towards the first far post. Holzman wins the first contact. Here's Scott. Gets a cross in. Yarko with his back to goal. Fogarty there with him. Allows him to turn. And the cross blocked for a corner. Blues having to stand strong here. Swing it from that right-hand side once the ball finally makes its way to Matthew Carson, I should say. You can see the quartet of pink shirts gathering on the edge of the box. Breakaway, goes the right arm of Carson, so an in-swinger for Basie and Co to deal with. And it is straight to Ollie Basie. It's quite a heap of players inside the 6-yard box, and Blues will look to counter-attack with Josh Williams, who races over the halfway line. He's got a couple of blue shirts in support. He checks in field, Williams, and does find a pass. It was Rico Patterson who was looking for. It's the first real venture downfield in this second half for Blues, as we enter the final quarter of this one, still with the scores level at 0-0. Fogarty's header. Second ball though picked up by Marat. His cross cleared by Pendleton. Simmons puts a toe to it. Pendleton's clearance is a loose one, and then a pull on the shirt by Kiki Simmons. Another delivery, another set play for Blues to have to defend. It's Carson again, the substitute to take. Lacey made his mind up and just about clutched the ball at the second time of asking. Fogarty moves down the line, and it's out for a Blues throw in. Chance for Blues to move up the pitch here, because it has been Reading who've enjoyed a spell of dominance without testing Ollie Basie, you have to say. They protected the Blues keeper well. A lot of the ball for the visitors. Foul throw by Tommy Fogarty. Again, relinquishes possession for Blues, and Scott will flick it on. Brown with the forward header. Carson rises highest. Andrews' first touch is to flick one in field and then give chase. Collins, Brown underneath it. Patterson hoists it high as well. Kiki Simmons challenging. Here's Carson. Into Scott, a little back heel finds Carson again. The substitute saw a lot of the ball in this second half. Ellis goes flying in, but beaten to it by Abdel Salam. Makende against Pendleton. Back to Abrefa. Abbey forwards. Straight to Basie again, whose catching has been good, and he's going to look early for Josh Williams. A big high ball for the Blues man to challenge. It's wrong side of the pitch though for Williams, for Andrews. Here's Home. A cynical free kick on Home by Carson. Breaking play. Josh Home caught in that Blues move. A cynical challenge on Josh Home, who's trying to run this one off. Brown forward to Andrews. Can't keep hold of it. Now Blues on the back foot again. It's a ball down the channel. It's Brown. Volleys up into the air. Nico Gordon tries to control underneath it. Had to lift the boot to try and clear. Here come running again. Scott back to Holzman. Del Salam out to Senga. A wriggle free of O'Shea Ellis. Holzman finds Abbey. Blues with a rigid shape inside their own half. Scott finding Carson, little reverse pass, and Nico Gordon's there to clear. Holzman has a familiar feel to it these last 5 or 10 minutes. Reading trying to prise Blues out of their slots. Seeing a lot of the ball. Blues unable to really get a foothold in the game and offer a threat down the other end. Holzman with a big diagonal. Fogarty and Carson challenging. Neither of them make contact, and it's out for a Blues throw in. Good play from Williams again. Off he goes. He starts to put that acceleration on towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Simmons into the box, onto his right foot, back to Williams. Might open up for Williams, and it's 1-0 Blues. What a finish that is. Josh Williams opens the scoring 15 minutes from time with a fantastic effort into the top corner. He started the move. Simmons just offloaded it to Williams. One thought in his mind, wrapped his boot around the ball and dispatched it into the top corner. Fantastic finish from Williams, which has just brought Blues to life a little bit. Reading were asking all the questions, but it's Blues who take the lead. That acceleration just got away from a couple of pink shirts. Simmons then was trying to get his right foot. The ball just to shift onto that right foot to find an effort on goal, but instead it was back to Josh Williams, and he finished a plump. And it's warranted a double change from the visitors. Jeremiah Akone-Peters will come on, so too Sam Paul. So it might be a little reshuffle as well for Reading here. Double change, 15 minutes from time. Blues have the lead, crucially, thanks to Josh Williams. Can Blues see out the remaining minutes then? There's still 15 to go plus added time, but we were wondering where that goal was going to come from. And it's come from Josh Williams, and here he is now, the Blues goal scorer. Again, picks up the ball with a bit of space to work in. Offloads it to Ellis. He zips the ball out to Kiki Simmons, just about stays in play. Runs past Akande. Goes into the book, Akande, for a foul on Kiki Simmons. He's gone short with the free kick. Gordon into Patterson. Set back to Pendleton. Blues keeping possession around the halfway line before eventually looking for Josh Andrews. He gets the flick on, but no blue shirt close enough to him. A long ball onto the head of Tommy Fogarty. Williams, the goal scorer, keeps it in play and gets away from Scott. Saw one on the ankle for Josh Williams, but he's okay. Fogarty and Williams not quite on the same wavelength, so again gives Reading a chance to try and get this ball down the other end of the pitch. We are 11.5 minutes out here. Home challenging, volleyed away. And out for a Blues throw in, and Blues won't mind this bitty pattern to the game. A lot of stop-start, ball going out of play and eating up a bit more of the clock. And part of the development, learning how to manage a game, defend leads. And they've had to do a large part of this second half on the back foot, but they've navigated it and they've got their noses in front. The Josh Williams effort, can they add to it? Williams again looking to keep this one in play. Holzman gets his body there and looks to play the ball. Ellis looking for Andrews inside the box. It's Andrews who prods one goalwards. He wants a penalty. Nothing given. It was Nelson Abbey who made the final intervention. Andrews certainly felt he was upended, but good opportunity for Blues. Lovely ball from O'Shea Ellis to pick out the big Josh Andrews. Parson runs out of room and Holzman, the next one to go into the book for Reading. With a pull on the arm of Josh Williams as he looked to race away. And he made an impact, Josh Williams, against Watford here a couple of weeks ago now, a week or so ago. He's having that same sort of impact in the second half. A high line from Reading here. A lot of space for Josh Home to drop this ball into. Holmes run up. It's a pace on the ball. It's going to fall to Rico Brown on the opposite side. Simmons. Great delivery. Nico Gordon's there. And he goes up and over. And he was scrapping and fighting Nelson Abbey to get to the end of that cross. What an inviting ball that is from Kiki Simmons. Shifted it onto his right foot. Whipped a dangerous ball into the 6-yard box. Gordon gets on the end of it. But it's up and over. And that would have put daylight between the two sides. And put Blues right in the box seat with less than 10 minutes remaining now. Starting to just force it a little bit. All that dominance in the second half has been undone, and now it's Blues who can try and slow things down, manage the game. But they've gone closest to scoring since the goal. Andrews with the header, Williams with the block, Patterson finds Simmons. Drops his shoulder, there's a couple getting back goal side, but Simmons still has it. Into the box he goes, Simmons with the strike on goal. It's tipped up and over by Collins. All his homework, Kiki Simmons. Really strong stuff from the Blues front man. He looked like he was second best with a couple of retreating pink shirts, but he manages just to get his body in the way, retain possession, gets his shot off on goal and forces a save from Harvey Collins. It's Blues finishing the stronger here. The reaction to going in front has been better from Blues than it has from Reading. Can they add to the scoring? Home with the delivery, 3 on the penalty spot. Andrews around the goalkeeper as well. Whipped low by Josh Home. Scott just backing into Pendleton. Patterson's there as well. Free kick Reading's way. Yeah. The set play. It doesn't look like they're going to deliver this one into the box. Holzman, Abbey, Senga, all forwards. Joined Akine Peters as well. Hoisted towards the far post. Andrews is underneath it. Fogarty was there as well, and it might fall for Williams. Williams, big touch in front of him. Looks to put the burners on. The referee happy to see play continue. It's 2-on-1. It's Andrews, he elects to go alone. And it's a big, big challenge from Kelvin Abrefa, who came swooping across from right back. Simmons was up in support. Andrews opted to go alone. He just showed too much of it to Kelvin Abrefa. But Blues do have a corner. It's that same 3 on the penalty spot. We're going to break away. Home thought about going short with Simmons. This time it's out towards Fogarty. Brown was challenging. The referee hits the deck to get out the way of the ball. Much to the amusement of the supporters on that far side. Patterson keeps it in play. Here's Brown. Drops a shoulder on his man. Off goes Brown and looks to shoot himself. You can see what he was trying to do. Rico Brown aiming for that far post, similarly to Josh Williams' goal. Just gets underneath it somewhat. Into the final 5 we've gone then. There might be a minute or 2 added on, but there have been too many breaks in the second half. As Abbey looks forwards and there's nothing obvious, so back he goes, and look how deep Rashawn Scott's coming to get the ball and get involved here. It's a misplaced pass, and here's Patterson. Strong from Patterson. Protects it away from Akande and keeps the run going. Great play from Rico Patterson. Invites the free kick as well. Really good stuff from the Blues midfielder. Blues again with this set play, just eating up more of the clock. See a strike on goal. Home and Patterson over it. Patterson just eyeing up the goal here. It is Patterson up and over the wall. And it's hit the side netting. It's not too far away. Certainly had Harvey Collins concerned. That full stretch to his right-hand side. Got it up and over the wall. Patterson, a really good effort. Looking to add to his goal on Friday. Front foot. Brown takes no chances and just clears the danger. Holzman underneath it. Combining with Senga. Off goes Senga over halfway, looking to slide a pass out to the right. Here's Akande. Up against Pendleton. A little turn inside, a strike on goal. A really good block from Gordon, but he's prodded it goalwards. It's Scott and it's cleared from Fogarty. Rashawn Scott would have thought he scored. Fogarty gets there. A crucial intervention with just 2 minutes left to play. Scott, he's okay, climbs to his feet. To put a cross in, and it's a free header 6 yards out. It's just a little behind. I think it's Jack Senga. It is just a bit behind the Reading midfielder. Tried to use all those neck muscles to guide the ball towards goal. It's a let off for Blues. Minute on the clock. Basie with the clearance. 3 blue shirts all going for the same ball. Larson hoists one forwards. It's an offside decision which goes against Aquino Peters. And again, it's more minutes as Ollie Basie trots over. Blues on course to record a first win in 5 here. The final game here at St Andrews. They'll finish the season at Swansea in 10 days' time, but it would be great to sign off the home campaign with a win. And a win which would see them leap a few places as well, up to 7th, should they hold on here in the dying minutes. Big header from Andrews, clear from Abbey. Andrews again just too big and too strong. Uses all that big frame. Oh, it's a big challenge on Josh Andrews. Invites the free kick. Frustration from Carson. Fogarty finds Andrews. Here's Williams. A little overloaders. Williams heads towards the corner flag, goes down, and the free kick goes Reading's way. So one last hurrah for Reading. We are into added time, live on Facebook and YouTube. Couple of minutes of added time left to remain. As Brown up into the air. Ellis challenging, it's over the top of Brown. Blues have to be careful here. It's Scott with the effort, he goes down and the referee awards a penalty. Deep into added time. Brown with the challenge. It's on Rashawn Scott. And a late chance for Reading to salvage a point here at St Andrews. 90 plus 2. When Brown upended Rashawn Scott. And it will be the Reading number 10 with a chance to earn a share of the spoils at least from the spot in added time. Ollie Basie against Rashawn Scott, and it's into the bottom corner. And that is a hammer blow for Blues, who worked so hard to keep Reading at bay right up until the 92nd minute. And victory snatched away from them with a penalty in added time. A couple of minutes to play in the build-up to that penalty as Brown's clearance again is hurried. And Reading feel they've got a sniff here. Route 1 stuff straight through to Basie. He's going to try and return the favour. It's Andrews who's the target. Wins the header. Williams can't quite read the bounce of the ball. Holzman underneath it. So too home. It's all very hurried. Basie looks down the throat of the pitch. Simmons challenges. Holzman gets there first. Carson hooks it forward. Brown underneath it. And off goes Scott, the goal scorer, running at Fogarty. Rips a crossing towards the far post, but overhit. It can't be too much longer now. The referee has a little look at his watch. But a gut-wrenching blow in added time for Blues. There's a injury momentarily. You can see at the bottom of your screen here. It is Rashawn Scott, the Reading goal scorer. Maybe a little bit of cramp as he jumps up. Ball forward. Fogarty loses out. Might fall for Scott. Brown's there and eases him out of play. It's actually handball. When Rico Brown thought the referee awarded a free kick to Reading and handled the ball before it went out of play. It's a cheap one to give away, and it allows Reading to put bodies in the box. We are talking seconds left on the clock. Will be a late winner here. Got a ball into the box, this last chance saloon. Wilson's ball towards the far post. Fogarty with the header. And the referee brings to an end this one. Blues 1, Reading 1. Well, Blues will be disappointed. A share of the spoils here at St Andrews, having taken the lead through Josh Williams' goal. 15 minutes from time. A stunning goal it was as well. Just in off the left, he whipped his foot around it, into the top corner it went, and Blues were looking on course to record a first win in 5, only for a late penalty decision to go against Rico Brown for a challenge on Rashawn Scott. He got up and dispatched the resulting spot kick, and it means that Blues head into the final day of the season off the back of yet another 1-1 draw. We'll hear the thoughts of Steve Spooner across YouTube. Full match report available on bcfc.com as well. But it finishes here at St Andrews. Blues 1, Reading 1.